In the vast multiverse of comic book realms, few battles could be as fascinating as one between Supreme Strange, the alternate, dark version of Doctor Strange, and Dr. Manhattan, the omnipotent being from the Watchmen universe. On one side, we have Supreme Strange, a sorcerer who wields unparalleled magical power, whose choices often cross into darker, morally grey areas. On the other, we have Dr. Manhattan, a nearly omnipotent entity created from a nuclear accident, possessing godlike abilities and a deeply detached sense of humanity. Let's dive deep into their origins, powers, and explore what might happen if these two forces were to clash in a battle for cosmic supremacy. This is a showdown that ventures beyond magic and science into the very fabric of reality itself. Origins and philosophies, paths to power and transformation. Supreme Strange, also known as Strange Supreme, is an alternative version of Dr. Stephen Strange, introduced in Marvel's What If series. This version of Strange falls into darkness after losing the love of his life in a tragic accident. Desperation for a reversal of fate leads him to absorb countless mystical beings, accumulating immense power, but at the cost of his humanity. Supreme Strange's journey showcases the dangerous path one can take when grief overtakes reason, as he sacrifices anything and anyone for the power to rewrite reality. In stark contrast, Dr. Manhattan's journey begins as John Osterman, a nuclear physicist who becomes Dr. Manhattan after a catastrophic accident at a research facility. The experiment disintegrates John's body, but instead of dying, he reforms as an entity with godlike abilities, allowing him to manipulate time, matter, and space. Unlike Strange, whose journey is driven by emotions, Dr. Manhattan's transformation strips him of his humanity over time. He grows increasingly indifferent, viewing humanity from an emotionless, almost clinical perspective. Where Supreme Strange uses his powers for personal reasons, Dr. Manhattan's actions, or inactions, are driven by a detached sense of cosmic balance. Their paths to power reflect the two sides of the coin, one driven by intense emotion, and the other detached and logical, but both ultimately lead to monumental consequences for the worlds they inhabit. Powers and abilities, magic versus quantum manipulation. When it comes to sheer power, both Supreme Strange and Dr. Manhattan are virtually unrivaled within their respective universes. Supreme Strange, being a master of the mystic arts, commands vast magical power. Unlike the main continuity's Doctor Strange, Supreme Strange is not bound by moral constraints, allowing him to absorb powerful mystical entities and harness dark magic. He can manipulate time, reality, and dimensions, wielding powers far beyond those of regular sorcerers. Strange's mastery over magic grants him the ability to conjure any spell imaginable and reshape the very laws of nature, giving him a unique advantage against almost any opponent. Meanwhile, Dr. Manhattan's powers are rooted in quantum mechanics and intrinsic field manipulation. After his transformation, he gains the ability to control matter at a subatomic level, allowing him to create or destroy objects, teleport himself and others, and even create duplicates of himself. He perceives time non-linearly, experiencing past, present, and future simultaneously. Dr. Manhattan can essentially rewrite the physical structure of reality itself. This ability renders him practically invulnerable, as even if his body is destroyed, he can simply reform it at will. His abilities make him a terrifying force capable of altering the universe on a whim, but his detachment often leaves him unmotivated to act. In a direct clash, Supreme Strange's mastery of magic would provide him with unpredictable and versatile attacks, from dimensional traps to conjuring creatures of the dark. However, Dr. Manhattan's matter manipulation and control over time-space would allow him to counter many of Strange's spells. This encounter would would be a titanic struggle between mystical incantations and scientific manipulation of reality, each power challenging the other's fundamental laws. A battle of wits and worlds, breaking reality's boundaries. If Supreme Strange and Dr. Manhattan were to engage in combat, it would not just be a battle of power, but of philosophy and approach to existence. Supreme Strange's emotional connection to his powers means he would likely fight with passion and determination, fully embracing his role as a sorcerer capable of rewriting destiny. He could summon spells to trap Dr. Manhattan in mystical realms, or use dark entities as distractions. Strange's use of time manipulation could potentially match Dr. Manhattan's ability to perceive and move through time, setting the stage for a thrilling confrontation. Dr. Manhattan, on the other hand, would approach the battle with a calm, detached manner. While Strange fights with every ounce of his being, Dr. Manhattan might analyze Strange's attacks from a logical standpoint. He could dismantle spells at the molecular level, break down Supreme Strange's energy constructs, or counter with his own reality-bending abilities. Even if Strange managed to damage Dr. Manhattan's form, he could simply reconstruct it, making any physical attack futile. But Dr. Manhattan's biggest challenge might be his own apathy. While he possesses the power to destroy Strange, his detached nature means he may not even view Strange as a threat worth eliminating, which could give Strange the opening he needs to exploit. Their clash would likely ripple across dimensions, affecting multiple realities as both combatants push the boundaries of existence. Magic and quantum reality would clash, warping the fabric of the multiverse in a symphony of chaos and order. Conclusion: who would win? Deciding the winner in a battle between Supreme Strange and Dr. Manhattan isn't easy, given their distinct powers and personalities. Supreme Strange's connection to magic grants him immense versatility and an advantage in a reality where magic trumps science. He has the ability to manipulate forces beyond human comprehension, and his willingness to sacrifice anything for victory might give him the edge in certain scenarios. Strange's passionate, driven nature means he would fight until his last breath, even if it meant bending all of existence to his will. However, Dr. Manhattan's powers are nearly limitless and rooted in the fundamental laws of physics. His ability to manipulate matter, perceive all of time, and reconstruct his own form grants him an edge in terms of sheer invulnerability and durability. Unlike Supreme Strange, Dr. Manhattan does not rely on external energy sources or spells. He is self-sustaining and omnipresent within his own reality. Furthermore, his perception of time and space would likely allow him to anticipate Strange's moves, potentially neutralizing his magical attacks before they could manifest. In the end, while Supreme Strange's relentless determination and magical prowess would make him a formidable adversary, Dr. Manhattan's detachment, combined with his virtually limitless control over matter and energy, would likely allow him to prevail. Dr. Manhattan might ultimately overpower Supreme Strange, not by sheer force alone, but by exploiting his detached approach to existence, making him an unstoppable force. However, this win would be hollow, as Dr. Manhattan's lack of empathy or connection means he gains nothing from victory, while Supreme Strange's defeat could reinforce his tragic fate. This battle is less about a clear winner, and more a reflection of two philosophical extremes colliding. A sorcerer, who would sacrifice everything for power, versus a godlike being who sees everything yet values nothing. It's a clash that pushes the boundaries of power, philosophy, and the human condition, leaving us to ponder what it truly means to wield ultimate power. Check out my other videos for more epic character crossovers and battles. Thanks for watching, and stay happy and healthy.